Print email Facebook Twitter More Serena Williams misses out on French Open seeding following return from giving birth. Serena Williams' return to Grand Slam tennis from maternity leave just got even tougher, with French Open organizers announcing they will not give the 23-time major singles winner a seeding. Williams, who has won 3 French Opens, is expected to play in her first major since giving birth to her daughter in September, while Williams can enter Roland Garros under the WTA's protected or special ranking rule. It was up to French Open organizers to give her a seed. This year again, tournament officials will establish the list and ranking of the women's seeds based on the WTA ranking, the French Tennis Federation said in a statement. Consequently, the seeds will reflect this week's world ranking. Williams was number 1 when she left the WTA tour last year to give birth and is currently ranked 453 after returning to playing duties in March. Without a seeding, she risks facing highly ranked players in the early rounds. The WTA is considering a rule change to add protected seeding for highly ranked players returning from maternity leave, but the earliest that could take effect is next year. Several of Williams' key rivals believe she deserves a seeding. "I would like to see that rule change," Maria Sharapova said at the Italian Open last week. "It's such an incredible effort for a woman to come back from physically, emotionally. There's just another whole dimension to the travel, to the experiences, to the emotions, to the physicality of every single day. Tennis is such a selfish sport, but I think when there's a child in your life you lose a little bit of that, because there's something that's so much more important. I definitely think that would be a nice change." World number 1 Simona Halep, speaking before the release of the French Open women's draw, also supported Williams being given a seeding. "It's normal to give birth. It's normal to have protected ranking. It's more than tennis," Halep said. "So the people will decide what seed she will get. But in my opinion it's good to protect the ranking when someone is giving birth." Serena to play French Open to win it. Williams returned to the tour briefly in March after a 14-month absence. She was not seeded at tournaments in Indian Wells and Miami, and compiled 2 wins and 2 losses. She has recounted the difficulties she faced in childbirth, and a pulmonary embolism made it hard for her to breathe shortly after her daughter was born. But after a period of training, coach Patrick Mouratoglou last week told the WTA Tour website, Serena will play the French Open to win it. Current rules covering maternity leave and injuries allow a protected or special ranking to be utilized for entry into tournaments but not for seeding purposes regardless of the reason for a player's absence. But this past year, the WTA adjusted the rules so that absences for maternity leave are treated the same as those for injury and illness by providing all players a 2-year window to begin using a special ranking, plus an additional year from their date of return to utilize the special ranking. Historically, WTA players have not been supportive of the use of special rankings for seeding purposes, the WTA said in its statement. "The rule is currently under further review as part of our 2019 rules process. We remain committed to evolving with the needs of our players and are very supportive of those players returning from maternity leave to the tour." World number 4 Elena Svitolina, who retained her Italian Open title at the weekend, was also supportive of seeding Williams. "If you're like finished or you stopped because you're going to have a child and you will be in top 8, I think you should have this kind of thing, to have protected seeding," Svitolina said. "She was number 1 so she deserves seeding." Williams won the French Open singles title in 2002, 2013 and 2015. AP Print email Facebook